Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we all? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Sorry to not be with you today, but I'm in Seaford and I'm training one of my new employees, so that's exciting. We had a great party on the weekend and it was great to catch up with everyone, so I'm really looking forward to this Saturday's party as well. I think that's about all I need to let you know about at the moment, so let's get this show on the road. Enjoy your class. Let's stand up. Unless you're already up there, then you can just stay put. Okay, so good morning. Today we are working on the whole body. We are doing an all over workout. We will be using elastics and weights, but we're going to use the weights when we get down to the floor. So grab your weights now, just so you're prepared, and pop them down by the end of your mat. And the resistance band we will use while we're standing up, okay? So, standing nice and tall, lifting up out of your hips. I want you to feel how your body is moving today. Let your arms just hang down by your side. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the mouth, feeling the floor through your feet. And then let's just gently roll those shoulders back. Just gentle here, just loosening up. Good, okay, let's take those arms all the way up as we breathe in and deep breath out, taking them down, remembering to keep the arms and shoulders relaxed as we move. And deep breath out. And again, breathing in, lifting nice and tall through the spine, deep breath out. And again, breathing in and deep breath out. Arms just hanging by your side now. Drop your chin to your chest and deep breath out. Roll down as far as you can go. Just let the arms hang. You're looking at your belly button. Take a breath in and breathe out. Let's slowly unroll all the way back to the top and stand up tall. And again, deep breath out, rolling down, chin on the chest, arms relaxed, hanging upside down. And again, breathing out as you roll back up. We want to feel the pelvic floor lift and we stand nice and tall. Good. Bring the arms out to the side, shoulders down, small twist to the right. Deep breath out and twisting to the left. Try to keep those hips facing forward so we're not moving too far. It's just a little movement through the waistline and spine. And around again. And coming back to the center. Good, let's just circle those wrists forward. Make sure the shoulders are down. Let's circle backwards. Good, let's circle the whole arm forward now. And now taking it backwards, opening up that chest. Good, let's draw those elbows in behind us, give the upper back a squeeze and then lengthen and again in. Deep breath out. Doesn't matter which way you breathe. A breath for each movement. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Once more. And lengthen and take those arms down. Good, let's rise up now. Rising up. Pushing those feet down into the floor, the toes. Lifting right up out of the hips. Good. Let's do 5 more. And 1. Lower gently. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. Good. Give your legs a little shake. All right, let's grab that elastic. Holding onto the handles, and then we want to hold it roughly shoulder distance apart. So remember, if you don't have your own elastic, you can use a tea towel or a pillowcase or something like that. Okay, but when it comes to doing the stretching movements of the elastic, then you're probably better off to have your weights in your hands. All right, take your arms up above your head and shoulders down. Pull the shoulders back and release, and shoulders back and release. Feel the chest open as you do this. 2 more. And last one, we're going to try and hold it. Then we're just going to have a little stretch over to the side, keeping those arms lifted, and then up and over to the other side. Good, and back to the top. All right, let's open the chest again, shoulders back. And 2, and 3, and 4, and last one, 5. Let's bring those arms forward now, keeping the chest open. Let's roll the shoulders forward. Don't use your whole body, just your shoulders are moving. Keep the arms nice and long as well, so you're not just tempted to use the elbows. Roll forward and back, and rolling forward and back, and once more rolling forward and back, and take it down. Good, open the chest and small bend, just enough to release the straight legs, keeping the chest open still. Good, let's do 2 more of these. And last one, good, and bring the arms up. Bend those knees again, and this time I'm going to get you to do a little hinge forward, just slightly, keeping your back nice and flat. We're going to take the elbows out to the side and try and draw that elastic behind the head and stretch up. Good morning, Rosalie. And out and stretch up, and out and stretch up, out and stretching up, and once more out and pushing up and standing tall. Good. You should feel a lot more open through the front of the chest now. Loosened up. Make sure your neck is not getting too tight. Okay, holding on to the ends of your elastic, let's step inside. Okay, so here we're going to do a little bit of strength stuff. So if you don't have an elastic, this is where you're going to use your weights, okay? So standing up nice and tall. Make sure you're in the center, feet are about hip distance apart. Lift that pelvic floor, strong hands on your handles and curling in. 1. Slowly now, we want to take that elastic down gently. And if you can't get your arms all the way or your hands all the way up to your shoulders, you don't have to, okay? You've got to keep those wrists strong as well. 5 more, and 1. And 2, gently drawing that belly button back. 3, 2 more, and 4, last one, and 5. Good, keep the chest open, turn the palms, keep the wrists strong, and slowly out and slowly down. Feel that tension as you lift. You don't have to go too high. You might have a really tight elastic, or you might have issues in your shoulder, which is going to cause you to not be able to do it as high. Let's start again. Curl it in. 1, and 2, and 3. You can feel those lower abs tightening as well as the pelvic floor lifts when you draw those arms upwards. 5 more, and 1, and 2. Should be getting a lot harder now. And 3, and 4, last one, and 5. Good, turn the palms and lift. 1, keep those wrists strong. 2, elbows slightly bent, and 3, and 4, and last one. Good, and shake it out. Loosen up those arms a little bit. Okay, we're going to pop the right handle down onto the floor, just like so. Then you're going to take your right leg and you're going to stand on the end of the elastic, okay? So I'm not standing on the handle, you can see that. If I step in right here, you can see this elastic part has got a lot shorter, which is going to make it a lot harder, okay? So depending on your elastic and your strength, depends on where you stand. I'm going to stand right at the end of mine, and then I'm going to pop the other handle in my right hand. For those that don't have an elastic and are using a weight, you're going to use your weight still in exactly the same way we do, but just be really, really careful with it, okay? You've got to move slowly and you've got to keep that wrist strong. I do not want you to knock yourself out with your weight. So right foot, right hand, and let's get that elbow up as high as we can. Try and point it towards the ceiling. Get it nice and close to your ear. My hand is resting on my neck. Okay, standing nice and tall, not sinking into the hips, not leaning right over. Let's stretch that arm up as high as we can and bend. So if you are using a weight, you do need to be slow and controlled. Deep breath out as you stretch. Let's do a couple more. Good, and last one. Good, we're gonna take the other hand now and just sit it on top of the right hand. So both elbows are nice and high, and using both hands we stretch. 1 and 2. Still pulling up out of the hips. 3, belly button gently back. 4. Stop if you need to, otherwise we've got 5 more. And 4. And 3, you can feel that starting to work in that upper arm at the back there. And last one, good. Now before you let go, elbows out and slowly bring it down. Don't let that elastic yank on your shoulders. Okay, so all I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna take that foot off and I'm gonna put my other foot in exactly the same spot and then change hands. Okay, so you are standing with your feet about hip distance apart, so really the handle shouldn't get in the way. Get that elbow up nice and high again. Belly button back, standing nice and tall, lifting everything. And let's stretch that arm up. 1 and 2. So this is where we want to be feeling this, running down this arm here. Keep that elbow as high as you can. You can add support if you need to with your other hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, 1. Good, let's take that other hand now and sit it on top. Both elbows are nice and high, and 1, 2. Feel that nice and warm on the arm there. 3, 4. You might find you feeling it a little quicker on this side. 7, I think that's 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Good, elbows out and slowly bring it down. Good job. All right, let's pop the elastic down. Let's give those arms a really good shake. Now we are going to come down to the floor now. So if you do want a drink before we head on down, grab yourself a drink and then come and stand at the end of your mat. All right, everyone. Standing at the end of your mat, lifting right up out of the hips. Belly button gently drawing back. Let's bend those knees slightly. Let's take the arms up above the head. Try and get those arms by your ears. Now as you breathe out, connect, pelvic floor lifted, back nice and flat. Now if your arms are starting to drop now and you can't keep them up by your ears, I want you to stop and just hold. If you can go a little further, then go a little further. And now we're all going to hold. Belly button is back. And we're going to drop and hang upside down now. So relax your back, relax your arms, shoulders and neck. Good. Your hands should be reaching the floor if you've got your knees bent still. Let's walk ourselves out into our plank, keeping those hips nice and high. Shoulders back, chest is open. Tuck your tailbone under gently as you come down into your plank. So if you need to come down onto your knees, do so. If you've got to come down onto your elbows, do so. Belly button gently drawing back. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. So remember, we don't want to lose all that posture that we've just been working on when we were standing. So keep chest open. Take your hips down once your upper body is in position. We're closing in on 30 seconds. If you want to hold it for a full minute, you can. If you want to go for 2 minutes, you can do that too. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just make sure that if your back is starting to get sore, that your tailbone is still tucked under gently and that your belly button is still drawing back. We've got to keep that connection in the center of the body. There we go, that's a minute. You can always do a load of little planks as well, 10-second holds or whatever you can do. You don't have to hold it in one plank the whole time. You've got 2 minutes to work on your posture and your back strength and your tummy. You should be feeling those tummy muscles working here. They've got to support your back, remember. All right, you've got about 30 seconds left to go if you're going to hold it for the full 2 minutes. But if you want to come back up and do another plank, you can do another one. Come on up. Don't forget posture first. Shouldn't be tightening up through the upper back. It shouldn't be tightening into the neck unless you're not holding properly in the center any longer. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's stretch back into child's pose. Well done. Nice long arms. Good. Let's slide down onto our tummy. Hands underneath the forehead. All right. Chin tucks towards the chest so that we can rest that forehead on our hands. Our elbows are right out to the side. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and as you breathe out, I want you to lift the chest away from the floor. And then breathe in and gently lower. Deep breath out as you come up slowly. And breathe in as you lower. Now you can make that a little easier on the neck and shoulders by leaving your arms on the floor. You've got to keep that chin tucked though, so that you are still trying to lift the chest away from the floor. Let's do 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. When you come down onto the floor, just try and come down gently. Last one. Good. And relax the upper body. Let the chest sink towards the floor. Deep breath out, lengthening those legs till they start to lift, and breathe in and lower. You can feel the butt tighten a little as well. If you're feeling it in your lower back, you can do one leg at a time. Deep breath out, lengthen one leg, breathe in and lower. Deep breath out, lengthen the other, and breathe in and lower. Completely up to you. Make sure that your back is not hurting. Deep breath out. Let's do 5 more. And 1. And 2. Feel the legs tightening even more now and the butt. 3. Try and keep your feet relaxed if you can. And 4. Not too high. And last one, 5. Good. Slip those elbows in underneath your shoulders. Squeeze into that lower back there. So you're going to use whatever method you did for the upper back and the lower back, and we're going to add them together. So we're going to lift both ends at the same time, and we're going to do 5. So coming down, you can leave your arms on the floor. You can do one leg at a time, or you can lift your arms and do both legs. It's up to you. Deep breath out and in. Of course, if you're doing one leg at a time, you'll have to do 6. Deep breath out and in. Keep the chin tucked and down and up and down. So if you're doing one leg at a time, you've got 2 more. Otherwise, this is the last one. And when you're finished, slip your hands underneath your shoulders, push up and stretch yourself right back into child's pose. Nice long arms. We're going to come on to all fours next. So find your position. You want to have your wrists underneath your shoulders. You want to have your knees underneath your hips. And you want to have a nice flat back, okay? So don't bring those knees in too close to you. Chest is open. Think about your posture. All right, belly button, drawing back, ready to go. We're going to extend the right arm and left leg. Put a small lift in it if we can balance. Slowly bring it back in and change sides. Slowly lift and lower and slide back in. It is important that you're sliding along the floor as you move in and out, okay? And that's to keep you balanced through the hips. We don't want to tilt the hips, so if your leg is not sliding, you will be tilting, okay? So control, slowly. Feel that lengthening, feel what's working, what's moving where. Making sure the core is connected the whole time. Deep breath out and in. Deep breath out and in. Deep breath out and in. Let's do one more on each side. Deep breath out and in, and deep breath out and in. Good, you can sit back, you can give those wrists a little shake. We're gonna grab our weights. So they should be right beside your mat. Okay, so we're gonna do a bit more triceps. That's the back of the arm there. So coming onto all fours. Again, making sure we are squared up, knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Now, when you do your triceps in this position, you should feel the supporting arm and shoulder working, okay? You should also feel it on, so if I'm using my right arm, I'm gonna feel it in the abs on the right-hand side, okay? If you're not feeling it, you might find your back here when you lift that arm. So keep the weight over into the center. Let's take that right elbow up past the rib cage towards the ceiling. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, belly button back. 4, feel those tummy muscles engaging. Let's change arms. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go back to the first arm. And 5, 4, shoulders back still. 3, 2, and 1, and left arm. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. I'm just going to pop my weights to the side and pop my hands back down. You don't have to, you can stay with the weights. Keeping that posture here. Now we're going to the leg. We're going to take it out into a hydrant and lower it back down. Your knee needs to come to the floor when you come back down. Out and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8. Yes, you can feel the upper body working too. And 10. Let's change legs. And 1. You don't have to lift high. We want to keep the upper body as still as we can. There'll be a little bit of movement, but we don't want to move too far. Let's do 5 more. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, I'm going to give those wrists a little shake, loosen up the shoulders a little. We're going to go back to those triceps with the weights. So grab hold of them, back onto all fours. Find your positioning. Remember, we do want to feel the upper body working, and especially now you should be able to feel it pretty quickly. Belly button back, right elbow up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Left arm. 1, 2, shoulders back. 3, 4, 5, and if you can, let's go again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and change. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Okay. We need those weights at the end of the mat. I'm going to turn around. And we're going to be sitting at the end of the mat next to those weights because we're going to use them in a moment. Just give your arms a little shake, loosen up those shoulders. If you need a little bit of extra support for your back for the beginning, you can sit on a cushion. Make sure that the cushion is sitting behind you so you're sitting on the front edge of it, okay, so that you are leaning forward slightly. Knees pointed to the ceiling. Let's just take those arms out in front of us for now. Shoulders down, elbows bent, sitting up tall. Pelvic tilt, just loosening up that pelvis and the lower back. Feel the belly button drawing back towards the spine. Drawing back, that means you can still breathe. And 4, lift. 3, lift. 2, lift. And 1. Good, let's go a little deeper. Tuck and lean back. Push through the center of the body here. If you go too far, you might find that there's no weight in your feet anymore and they're lifting, okay? Or your back might be starting to get a bit sore, and your neck as well. So if you start to get really tight here, make your movement smaller. Deep breath out, and in. And deep breath out, and in. If your back is getting too sore, make sure you stop. Deep breath out, and in. 2 more, deep breath out. Feel the tummy muscles working. They should be getting tighter, not your shoulders. And up. Good, let's take the hands to the floor behind us. Stretch out the legs, loosen up right into those hips. Okay, so we're going to go into our sit-ups, okay? Just doing the basic sit-up, but we're going to use the weights. So we'll bend the knees. We'll bring the hands into the shoulders and elbows out, so we are sitting nice and tall. We're going to shoulder press 3 times up to the ceiling, 2, and then we'll do 1 more. And then we'll bring those elbows back in close to the body, and if we drop our hands down close to our legs, it's going to make it a little easier for you if you need that. Elbows out to the side when you get to the floor, and we chest press now straight up to the ceiling 3 times. Good, bring the elbows in and reach towards those legs if you need a little hand coming back up, and sit up tall. Let's go again. 3 shoulder presses. 3. Elbows in and roll down. Elbows out. 3 chest presses, strong arms, strong wrists. Elbows in, roll back up and sit up tall. And push up. 2 and 3 and roll down. Take your time coming down, work as hard as you can there. And 3 and roll back up. Now keep in mind, the closer the weights are to your body as you are rolling up or down, the harder you're going to make it for yourself. So if you're really struggling, just make sure that those weights aren't too close to your chest as you roll. And back up. Let's do it 2 more times. And push up 1, 2, and 3. And roll down. Yeah, those weights are getting heavier now. And 3, 2. So you've got to keep in mind your movements. They do need to stay in the correct position. So shoulders back. And roll down. Elbows out, strong arms pushing to the ceiling. And roll up. Good, pop your weights down, shake it out, leave your weights there. Let's roll down onto our back, bending those knees towards the ceiling. Hands down by your side, nice long arms like you're reaching towards your ankles. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And breathe out, pelvic tilt, lifting the hips away from the floor as you come up into a bridge. Breathe in at the top and breathe out, roll it back down. And deep breath out, roll back up. Breathe in at the top and breathe out, roll it back down. Keep those arms nice and long. This is the last one. Roll it up. And deep breath out, roll it down. Good, okay. So if you want the extra challenge, you can have both legs in tabletop. Otherwise, you're just going to take that right leg into tabletop. You can always roll up your mat underneath your bum as well if you're feeling pressure in your back. All right, we're going to keep the knee bent. We are just going to work through the right leg. So again, if you want both legs in tabletop, I'll do it the more challenging way because I reckon you guys can do it. Belly button sinking down, right leg only, toe tap. So keep the knee bent and down. Breathing out as you move away. Slowly, 3 and 4. That foot should just be tapping really gently to the floor as well. So if it's landing heavy, it means that you're not connecting properly. 5, 4, 3. Yeah, you can feel that leg working. 2, last one. 1, other leg. And 10, 9, nice and slow. 8, 7, don't forget to breathe. And 3, 2, and 1. Finish the movement and then bring your knees into your chest. Pull them towards you. Okay, so remember, if your back is starting to get sore, roll up your mat, tuck it underneath your bum so that your back is pushing towards the floor. All right, let's take those legs back up to tabletop. This time we're going to pop our hands onto the knees. We're going to take the right leg out and the left arm back and bring it back in. And we're going to stay on that side, okay? So belly button sinking down, right leg, left arm only. 1. And in. Remember, the lower the leg goes, the harder it's going to be on your back. So if you need to, you take it higher. Let's change legs. Changing arms 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. If you can, let's go again. Right leg, left arm for 5 and 4. Belly button sinking into the floor. 3, 2 and 1. Changing sides and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Finish the move, then bring your knees into your chest. Good. Gently take the feet down to the floor. Stretch those legs out and give them a really good shake. Loosen up the legs, loosen up the hips. All right, bend the knees up again. Knees pointed to the ceiling, arms by your side. Deep breath out, pelvic tilt, roll up into your bridge. Open up those hips, breathe in and hold. And breathe out, roll it back down. And again, deep breath out. Breathing in and hold. Keep the arms nice and long. And once more, rolling up. and rolling down. Good. Okay. Take your hands now and support your neck, belly button sinking down, elbows out to the side. Let's take that right leg up to tabletop. Keep your left foot on the floor with your knee bent. All right, as we bring the right knee into the chest, we're going to come up and over and twist towards it. Then you're going to come back to the center and stretch that leg out. Still curled up if you can. Let's go again, in and twist towards it and lengthen out. And again, 1 and lengthen. And 2 and lengthen. Breathing out. And 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Good. Leg to tabletop, head to the floor. Let's take the other leg up now and change sides, in and out, in and out. Feel the tummy muscles working now. Last one. Good. Head to the floor, leg to tabletop, and gently take it down. Good work. All right, arms out to the side, palms to the ceiling. Let's take both those legs up to tabletop and bring the legs together. Now, if your back is getting tired, you can leave your feet on the floor. Squeeze those legs together though. Let's roll over to the right and hold. Now, if you can feel that in your back, you've gone too far. Okay, we want to feel it in the tummy. We want to make this a small movement. Deep breath out through the center and over to the other side. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out, roll through again. Deep breath out as you roll. Breathe in as you hold. And again, take it through. Controlling your movement. Try to keep rolling through the center. Don't stop in the middle. We roll once all the way. And then we hold. And roll all the way. And then we hold. And last one, all the way through. Then we hold. And we come back to the center and knees into the chest. Good. All right, take your feet gently down to the floor, stretch those legs out, give them a really good shake. Let's roll onto our side, do one last exercise before we have to start stretching. Stretch away that top leg, hand on the floor in line with your waistline, belly button back, tailbones tucked under, small single leg lift up and down. Keep it small. And 2. Control your movement. I think a lot of people do this one, don't actually realize how high their leg is going, and that's lack of control. Okay? Feel it strong right from the pelvic area, the leg, the butt, the waist. That's a bit higher, but hips I meant. And 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Bend the bottom leg. Keep the top leg long and strong and circle. And the other way. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And take it down. Let's repeat that on the other side. All the way down. Long legs, bum tucked under. Belly button back. Keep the shoulders stacked and the hips stacked. Don't let that shoulder roll forward. We don't want to sink into the floor. All right, single leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the bottom leg, keep that top leg long, and circle forward. And take it backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stretch it out and take it down. Good job. All right, from there, I just want you to come up onto your elbow, bending both your legs here. Okay, you're going to take this arm up and over, let it hang over your head, let your head just drop and push your rib cage towards the ceiling. Good, and release gently. Let's do that on the other side. So use your hands to push you up. Swing those legs to the other side and then come back down onto your elbow. So knees are bent. All right, we lift the arm up and swing it over. We let the head relax. Just let that neck relax. As the head comes over, the arm drops over the head. Rib cage to the ceiling. Good, and release. Use both your hands to push you into a seated position, and we'll take those legs out in front of us. Push the chest forward, drop the head, and make sure you can feel a stretch in the back of the legs there. Deep breath in through the nose, and deep breath out through the mouth. See if you can sink a little further. And belly button back and sit up tall. We're going to take those legs out wide now. So let's move our equipment. And we're going to push forward so we're getting the inner thighs stretching. Drop the head. Take a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good, and sitting up. Bring the legs in, give them a little shake. Then we're going to take the right leg across the body, pull it back, sit up tall, turn to the right. Keep lifting up out of the hips. Feel that stretch in the butt and the hip there. Slowly come back around. Let's change legs. Hug it in, sit up tall and turn the other way. And release. Shake it out really well now. We're going to come up onto our knees, so swing those legs around and up you come. Right foot forward, square yourself up and then pelvic tilt. Hold that position there. Make sure you can feel that stretch in the back leg there at the front and the opening of the hip. Good, very carefully change legs and tuck, hold it there, hold that stretch the whole time. And release. Okay, come down as low as you can into your crouch position. Feet are already about hip distance apart now. Drop your chin down to your chest, relax your neck. Push your bum up to the ceiling and then relax your arms and shoulders. Slowly unroll all the way to the top, lifting that pelvic floor and standing nice and tall when you get there. Deep breath in, the arms come up. Breathe out, relax your shoulders and pistol grip. Breathe in, gently take the shoulders back. And breathe out, relax. Breathe in, gently lift and tilt back as you breathe out. And back to the top. Over to the side now and squeeze. And up and over to the other side. And back up. And arms out. Shoulders down. Pull back and squeeze the upper back and release. And squeeze and release. And last one, take it back and release. And arms down. Chin to the chest now and chin to the ceiling. And looking forward, look over your right shoulder, round to the left and forward again. Drop your ear down, over to the other side and back up. Take a breath in, bring the arms up and breathe out, hands to the ears. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, shoulders down. Breathe in, open the chest. And deep breath out. Let's do that once more. Breathing in and out. And breathing in and out. Breathing in, gently open. And breathing out. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. You are finished your workout for today, for this morning, maybe. How are you feeling now? Hope you enjoyed your class, everyone. I hope you're going to have a good day now and enjoy the rest of your week. We have 2 more weeks left of this term, so I'll catch up with you next week. And to anyone coming this weekend to the party, I will see you there. Speak to you all soon. If you've got any questions, you know where to find me. Take care.